Hello everybody, this is Napa Fan here, and this is race number 18 in season number 5 of the Chick-fil-A Cup Series. We are here at the Darlington Raceway for the Bryan Clauson Southern 500, remembering the life of Bryan Clauson, who unfortunately passed away over the weekend in a midget crash. A very sad story in the racing community. He was only 27 years old. He was noted for being a 3-time USAC midget champion and a 3-time USAC National Drivers Champion. And he participated in the Indy 500, I do believe 3 times, and was also a NASCAR Nationwide Series driver for a little bit. The number he drove in the NASCAR Nationwide Series was the number 40. I will take my best effort to be silent on lap 40, but also I will be silent on lap number 1 of this race in honor of Bryan Clauson. And a very sad moment in the racing community, and this is the perfect race to honor him for us here in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series. This was the first race we ran after Steve Burns passed away back last year, and this is kind of the new race to remember those lost in the racing community. But anyways, it's a pretty big race here for these guys. Cody Smart comes into this race the points leader in the number 21. We got ourselves a chase driver starting on the pole. That is Trey Bartow. Let's see how these chase drivers do today in this one. 56 laps of action around the Darlington Raceway. Last season, this race went caution-free. Max Newworth won it. We'll see who can get it done here today. Trey Bartow and Christian Master starting in row number 1. We got Davey Johnson, Cameron Gaju. Gaju, a 2-time winner here at Darlington. They're alongside each other in row number 2. Chase drivers Stuart Gratton and Ryan Madden in row number 3. Abe Troxel and chase driver John Arndt. In row number 4, we got Ben Clark and the 17 of Nicholas Gratton. In row number 5, Larry Ike, a chase driver alongside Joe Larv and Alonso. In row 6, Alex Bonsignor and chase driver Jonathan Skibnicki. In row number 7, chase driver Caleb Hoffman and Griffin Lynn. In row number 8, chase driver Josh Alexander and Noah Cars. In row 9, we have Josh Crash and defending champion and chase driver Matt Dalio in row number 10. This race moving back to its original position in the chase. Last season, it was the 4th race in the chase, opening up round number 2. This time, it's back to the 2nd race of the chase, where it should be. And we are honoring Bryan Clauson for this one here today in the Bryan Clauson Southern 500. And like I said, I'm going to be silent for the first lap, so go ahead, remember Bryan Clauson, and listen to the engines of these race cars as they go around this 1.366 mile speedway in Darlington, South Carolina. The pace car is pulled off, and we're racing here at Darlington. It will be chase driver Trey Bartow who pulls out to the lead. Davey Johnson up to 2nd place in the number 31. The 47 of Stuart Gratton up to 3rd place. Now, a couple of guys who did not get good runs at Bristol yesterday. Got Larry Ike almost going around there in the 98. For Zachary Fitzwater. Fitzwater was one of them, along with Josh Alexander, Nicholas Samadio, and I do believe Tyler Selzman. Those are the 4 guys coming into this race outside the top 12. You need to be in the top 12 to advance on to the next round of the chase if you want to make it on. And those 4 guys come into this race outside the top 12. We'll go ahead and see where they are. There's Fitzwater pretty deep in the field right now, along with Tyler Selzman. There's Josh Alexander in the 34. He's on the outside, falling back a little bit, and Nicholas Amadeo stuck on the outside as well. Those guys aren't really doing too well right now. We're just going to have to see what happens as this race goes along. And already guys coming in because of Darlington Stripes. Chase driver Josh Alexander getting a lot of damage from hitting that outside wall too much. This is what happens here at Darlington. These guys come in early because of these the Darlington stripes, the damage they get to the right side of their race cars. And if you don't know what a Darlington stripe is, it's when you hit the outside wall here at Darlington. We race so close to the outside wall here of this racetrack. At lots of times we get into it. Davey Johnson is taking the lead away from Trey Bartow. Bartow falls all the way back to 5th, but he's single file right now, so that's good news for him. Highest chase driver in the field, Stuart Gratton, in the number 47. He finished, I do believe, second, I know he finished second in the truck race here earlier this season. I don't know if he finished second in the cup race, though. I can't remember. I think he finished second in the cup race. I just can't remember. He is going to lead lap number 5 here in the Bryan Clauson Southern 500. Abe Troxell's going to go ahead around his teammate and take second. Ben Clark looking to the inside of Davey Johnson. Bartow in the outside wall hard. Here comes chase driver Jonathan Skivnicki. He's a guy who's got a lot of points right now after that race at Bristol. He's doing a good job so far in the chase. And here he is running in the top 5. It is currently the 47 of Stuart Gratton out front. Josh Alexander's a lap down in the 34. That is not good at all for the Daytona 500 champion if he wants to move his way into the chase. Or move his way through the chase, I should say, get into the next round. He did not get a good finish at all at Bristol. As a matter of fact, he might be last in the points coming into this race. And currently, he sits 41st. Max Neuwirth, the 2-time winner here at Darlington, won both of the races here in season number 4, is currently 42nd. Tough break for the part-time driver there. However, like I said earlier, he can reserve a full-time ride once we open the reserve time up for season 6. It'll be a while from now, but Neuwirth is able to do that along with Nicholas Amadio and Heritage Larvin Alonso. All those guys racing 4 consecutive seasons here in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series. Stuart Gratton leads Abe Troxell and Heritage Larvin Alonso here at Darlington. We got Jonathan Skivnicki in the 46th running in 4th, and Ben Clark down the 5th place. Griffin Lynn running in 6th. You see Cameron Gaju, a 2-time winner here at this racetrack, once again finding himself multiple laps down. Had to come in because of damage to his race car. Those Darlington stripes can get to you sometimes, and that's what happened to Gaju in the 32. But Cameron Gaju, the winner of the Southern 500 twice. He won it in season 1 and season number 3. He's definitely one of the best drivers we have here when it comes to Darlington. Has still yet to make the chase, unfortunately. We got a caution on the racetrack. And it does appear Darlington and Master might have gotten into each other here. We see Noah Carr's in. Landon Nappa's in the pit lane. Don't see anybody around on the racetrack right now, so that's a good thing there. Stuart Gratton will win the race back to the line on lap 10 of 56 here at Darlington. Pretty sure 56 is the right length for this one. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Stuart Gratton, the leader here at the Darlington Raceway. Abe Troxell is second. This is not really, this is the old version of the game, of course. It's an old game, of course, and this is before we had the free pass and all that stuff. So Josh Alexander is going to be caught 2 laps down for most of this race. That's the tough break for him. He's not going to be able to get back on the lead lap, most likely. It's going to take a lot to get back on the lead lap at a place like this. But Stuart Gratton is going to lead the field down the pit lane. We'll see how these guys figure it all out. We might see a little bit of strategy from these guys. We might not. We're just going to have to see. It's going to be Gratton, Troxell, Alonso, and Jonathan Skivnicki, the top 4 coming in the pit lane. Pretty sure chase driver Nicholas Amadio also had to come in, like the 34. He is currently 39th. Josh Alexander is 37th. Both of those guys come into this race outside the top 12, and it's only getting worse for both of those guys right there. A couple of Daytona 500 champions who are in the chase this season and not getting good runs right now. Larry Ike is also 33rd. That's not a good run for that chase driver there in the number 98. We'll follow with the 47 here. We'll actually follow with Bartow here at the end of the pit lane. And it's going to go to the 27, or is it? I don't know. That was close. I think they're going to give it to Stuart Gratton. I think Gratton's going to be the leader when we restart here in the Bryan Clauson Southern 500. I do believe he got him at the line. And now they're saying, I think Troxel got it. Yes, Troxel is going to be the leader, I think. It was so close I can't even tell. They'll figure it out, and we'll show you guys what happened after we review the crash here in the Bryan Clauson Southern 500 at Darlington. Well, it did involve Christian Master and Cameron Garlington. It also involved our last winner here in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series, Jacob Reed in the 18. Master kind of LePages the field here. He's coming off the pit lane, goes up onto the racetrack, entering turn 3. Jacob Reed, Garlington, they're side by side, and there's just not enough room for that kind of move to happen correctly, and it did not happen correctly. Christian Master in the outside wall hard, Master with some damage. However, they probably will both be able to continue. And that's still a tough break for those guys involved there. Jacob Reed kind of driving away from that. I think he got minimal damage in this one. You see Josh crash with a lot of damage already. But that is why the caution came out there, is because Master went around in turn number 3. And not a good day for Christian Master. And neither is it one for Cameron Garlington, the Season 3 champion. Both of those guys up into the wall in this one. Fortunately, that was it. Nobody else got involved in anything, I do not believe. We'll go ahead and double check. But I am pretty sure that was all that happened. And it was. So tough break for those guys involved there. But hey, it's racing, and it happens. Let's go ahead, get to the restart. It's either Abe Troxel or Stuart Grattan out front. You guys will see who is in the lead right now. Back here at the Darlington Raceway, and I guess we kind of have a new rule here in the NRLOA. I forgot to turn back on the double file restarts from Bristol, but you know what? We're going to go with it anyway, because that's kind of a pain for these guys, especially at a track like this where getting stuck on the outside is a bad thing. That's going to give an advantage to the leaders. They're not going to have any lap traffic to contend with to their inside. It is, in fact, Abe Troxel who won the race off of the pit lane. Look at that scoreboard. They are so neat and organized here. Look at that. Half a second in between each driver. That is perfect. Abe Troxel, Stuart Grattan, Harry Joe Larvin, Alonso, Jonathan Skivnicki, Trey Barcho, a chase driver there in 7th. And then we got ourselves a 95 of John Arndt, and Caleb Hoffman also in the top 10. But the highest chase driver is Stuart Grattan, and Abe Troxel, a non-chase driver, is leading the field. Last season in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series, only 3 races had chase drivers winning. That was Max Newworth who won this race at Darlington in the chase. Clint Buchanan who won at Phoenix, and the eventual champion Matt Dalio winning at Homestead to clinch the championship at that race. Those were the only 3 chase drivers to win races in the chase last season. Whereas it was only the 2nd race of the season, but it's usually what happens. Get a lot of non-chasers to win races in the chase. Skivnicki got caught into the outside wall there. He's going to fall back as Madden and Hoffman, a couple of chase drivers, go around him there. He's got a pretty bad Darlington stripe there on that 46. Grattan, he wants to advance on to the next round. He's got a great shot today to the inside of Troxel. He's going to easily take it from the 27. Here comes the 38 to the inside for 2nd place. Griffin Lynn, remember, keep on bringing this up, man. He was so close to being a chase driver. He was leading on the final lap of Road America. Could have gotten it, but he overshot the carousel. Just think, Griffin Lynn could be a chase driver here today, but one mistake cost him. It is Stuart Grattan leading the field right now in the number 47. Griffin Lynn, Abe Troxel, Ben Clark, and now John Arnott, chase driver, up into the top 5. Got Nicholas Grattan here in the 17. His teammate Caleb Hoffman moving their way up as Alonso gets stuck on the outside in the 5. You might notice that the outside lane slows down quite a bit as the tires wear out, however. The outside lane can usually work a little bit better than the inside lane, but when the tires are fresh, the outside lane is junk. You do not want to be up there. But when the tires wear, that kind of evens the field out a little bit. How about Griffin Lynn? He's going to try to take the lead from Grattan. Not going to happen. Stuart Grattan's going to stay up front in the 47. Stuart Grattan won the Turkey Hill Series race here in season number 1, I do believe. So he knows how to get it done at this racetrack. Turkey Hill Series, will return September 24th here on Napa Fan. And I think kind of somewhere in September I will have another poll set up for you guys. Of course, we had the Chase in the Truck Series, but I am considering not doing it for the Turkey Hill Series. I'm going to let you guys decide. Tell me if you want to have the Chase in the Turkey Hill Series this season or not. Of course, we'll have plenty of time until Turkey Hill Series begins. We're going to be taking a nice break there throughout most of September. You guys will see the NRLOA kickoff race September 3rd and the first race of the Kubota Sports Car Championship September 10th. But other than that, there is going to be no racing until we start the Turkey Hill Series September 24th after the Chick-fil-A Cup Series and Napa Truck Series finish out. It's going to be the last weekend of August when these guys are going to finish out. And then we're going to have the next weekend hold the NRLOA kickoff race, which I don't exactly know where that's going to be quite yet. I will figure it out, however. And September 10th, the next weekend, is going to be the first race of the Kubota Sports Car Championship. But those are going to be the only two races in between the finale of the Chick-fil-A Cup Series and the opener of the Turkey Hill Series on September 24th, just to let you guys know there. Gratton still out front. John Arndt up to 4th in the 95. Two-time winner this season. He won at Atlanta and Kentucky. A couple of worn-out racetracks right there. This is another one of those really worn-out racetracks. An old surface here at Darlington. Maybe John Arndt has a knack for these kinds of racetracks. He's got a 4th-place run going for him right now. Nicholas Gratton, the other Gratton in the field. He's currently running in 5th in the number 17, one of the best finishes he's had so far this season. Chase driver Caleb Hoffman. Remember what I said? Well, you probably heard him say it. Retiring at the end of Season 6 in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series from full-time racing. Trying to get that championship. He's got 2 seasons to do it. He's got a great shot this season, but he also has Season 6 if he can't do it this season. We're just going to have to see what Hoffman does. He's up to 6th place here at Darlington, and somebody's blowing up. It's Gratton. Oh, no. You thought it was gone, but it turns out Stuart Gratton luck might still linger in this 47. A tough break there, leading the race. And something amiss on the 47. That's going to hand the lead over to Abe Troxel in the 27. And that is big on the Chase. That is going to put the 47 outside the top 12, most likely. That is huge. What a tough break for Stuart Gratton. I really hate it for him, but you got to hand it to him for making it into the Chase for the first time since Season 1. It was so awesome to see him get that win at Charlotte. You guys seem to love that one. And I'm really proud of him getting that win at Charlotte. Really happy for him. But I really feel bad for him there. That might be it. I don't think he's going to get back on the racetrack for after that one. What a tough break for Stuart Gratton. And just to make things worse, he was leading the race when it happened. It wasn't like he was running like 20th. He was leading the race, and he blows up. I just don't get it. He hasn't really had much like that this season, fortunately. At the end of the regular season, Stuart Gratton was on fire. He led the points at the end of the regular season. He was on fire through the regular season. So that's actually kind of a rare thing for him this season. He hasn't really had stuff like that happen to him that often lately, but it's got to happen sometimes, I guess. Tough break for Stuart Gratton, but we must move on. Zachary Fitzwater also with a major problem. He's 14 laps down and out of the race in the number 44. And that is not good at all for Fitzwater. Remember, Fitzwater's outside the top 12 heading into this one. He cannot have that finish, and neither can Josh Alexander in the 34. I think at the end of this race, you see Sam Adio there in 35th. He's also deep in the field. I think the 4 guys who are going to be outside the top 12 exiting this race are going to be Stuart Gratton, Nicholas Samadio, Josh Alexander, and Zachary Fitzwater. I think those guys are going to be in the bubble positions. Or actually, they're not on the bubble positions. They're going to be out of the top 12. They're going to be out of where they need to be heading into Chicagoland. And you know how crazy Chicagoland is. That is really a crazy race each and every time. Green flag pit stops beginning. Abe Troxel in the 27 is going to lead the field down. John Arndt trying to get this win to advance on the round number 2 automatically. Now, we will have guys make it on to round number 2 on points alone at the end of this race. I guarantee that. I think guys like Caleb Hoffman, Jonathan Skibnicki, if they can get good runs here in this race, Matt Dalio as well. I don't know where Dalio is. Dalio's 18th right now. If those guys can get like top 10s, top 5s in this race, they should be able to lock on to round number 2 on points alone. If they do, you will see them in green when the points show later on in the video. I'm going to go ahead and see. I think I'm following with Troxel. No, I'm not following with Troxel. There's Troxel there in the 27. We're going to follow with him and see where he comes out in relation to everybody else. Oh, he is not going to get off ahead of John Arndt. Tough break for the 27. He's going to come out about 4th here of these guys. John Arndt's going to be the new leader once this whole thing cycles through. My, oh my, that is exactly what John Arndt wanted in the 95, trying to grab his 3rd win of the season. Now, it does appear that the 6 and the 38 might have already made their stops because they are going considerably faster than John Arndt. So it's actually going to be this number 6 of Caleb Hoffman who's going to be the leader at the end of the green flag pit stop cycle. Most likely, I'm pretty sure, yeah. But right now, it's actually Alex Bonsignor who's leading in the 1. I don't know if he has made his pit stop yet or what. It does appear that this 6 is much faster than this 1. We're just going to have to see. It might be Bonsignor, you know that? I think it is Bonsignor in the 1. No, it can't be. Look at how fast this 6 is. That 1 is not gone for tires yet. And Caleb Hoffman, a chase driver here in the number 6, getting a lap early on John Arndt. And he had those fresh tires for 1 more lap than John Arndt did, and he was able to get an advantage on him. So did Griffin Lynn. Griffin Lynn's up to 2nd. But he got John Arndt here closing in on these guys fast. These fresh tires compared to the old tires, it is so obvious here at Darlington. So obvious. Look at Josh Alexander. He does not have fresh tires going another lap down. Look at how faster the guys with fresh tires are compared to him. They just zoom right by him. But it's Caleb Hoffman out front in the number 6 here in the Bryan Clauson Southern 500 at the Darlington Raceway. And this is one of the bigger races of the season. John Arndt's going to put Griffin Lynn in the wall. This 95 wants to get this win. I can tell you that right now. He wants to close up to this 6 and get him. The 17, Nicholas Grattan trying to steal one here. He's running 3rd. Lynn is, oh my goodness. Lynn is 4th, I should say. Ryan Madden, a chase driver there, is going to move up to 5th. Tristan Allen, Ben Clark, Abe Troxel, and here Joe Arvin Alonso. They are all driving right by the 1 of Alex Bonsignor. Don't understand why Bonsignor has not come in yet. But he is really losing a lot of time on these guys. Might want to watch for this. He might try to come in here soon when these guys are on the inside of him. Oh, man, he is coming in. And that slowed up Elijah Gordon, of all people. And he had to slow down and check up because of that. He lost a lot of momentum. And just kind of an average race for Elijah Gordon this season. I tell you, that guy has had the worst luck. Terrible luck in that 24. Terrible. Caleb Hoffman leads the field here at Darlington. He won at Rockingham. That's why he's in the chase. He won at Rockingham in kind of a shock race there. He was able to take the lead away from Josh Crash, who was a dominant driver in that race. You see Nicholas Grattan driving by this 95 like it's no one's business. This 17 is going to get by this 6 here. Couple of Roush guys up front. I wish I could see this in the Sprint Cup Series. Especially that 6 leading. Trevor Bain's one of my favorite drivers. Love Bain. It looks like this 17 might get around him, and he will. He's going to put that 6 to the outside, and Nicholas Grattan trying to get something good for the Grattan family in this one. There he's side by side with Caleb Hoffman. He's going to take it entering turn number 3. Hoffman, though, is trying to get the run on the outside. He's actually getting it to work a little bit up there. With 6 might have something. Nope. Nicholas Grattan clears Hoffman for the lead. It's the 17 out front here at Darlington on lap 37 of 56. Hoffman is going to clear John Arndt for 2nd. But as long as these 2 guys get a top 5, I'm pretty sure that they're going to be locked in. I don't think they're going to have much trouble advancing on But we're just going to have to see. Of course, when we show you guys the points at the end of the video, all the drivers in green are locked in to round number 2 on points. Or if we have a chase driver win, they're locked in on the win they got. But if you're in green, you're good to go for the next round, no doubt. As Nicholas Gratton works around Cameron Gaju, Hoffman and John Arndt are closing back in. We're still going to have another set of pit stops in this race, though. That's the interesting thing. But with every interesting thing, there's a sad thing. Coming up on lap 40, let's remember Bryan Clauson in a silent lap. May you rest in peace. Nicholas Gratton leading the field in the number 17. Hoffman's trying to close in on the inside. He's going to close up to him here. Will this 6 get to him yet? Not quite yet. John Arndt's right back in here as well. That's pressuring Hoffman to kind of drive away from the 95. But I do believe the way this thing is looking, it's looking like it's going to be one of these 3 guys who gets this win. Now look at Bonsignor here. He just got fresh tires. He's running faster than anybody else on the racetrack right now because of those fresh tires. These guys, their tires are kind of worn now. Go ahead and see their last lap compared to their fastest lap. It's almost a 2-second difference now. So already these tires are very worn here at Darlington. And this track, an old surface, we got a caution. This is going to shake things up. Blaine Keys, Cameron Black. Chase driver there in the number 11. It looks like Alman Hart and Elijah Gordon were also involved. That is... who is that? That's Abe Troxel in the 27. Remember, he was leading earlier in this race. It looks like it might have happened in turns 1 and 2. A tough break for those guys involved there. Senor with front-end damage in the 6. The only chase driver I see in this one is Cameron Black. That is not good news for the 11. This 11 wants to advance on to the next round. He's going to have to get a good finish at Chicagoland. I don't know if he's going to be able to do it. Larry Ike is also involved in the 98. Another chase driver. 36th right now for him. You see Black, he was 25th when this happened, but he's definitely not going to finish there. We will review it after this set of pit stops. It's going to be the final one of the race. It's the money stop for these guys. And we're just going to have to see which driver can get the lead here on the pit lane. It is Nicholas Gratton leading the field in the 17. We're going to follow with him and see where he comes out in relation to everybody else. Hoffman's in. Skivnicki's in. You're going to see Ryan Madden up there. He's going to come in. Those are chase drivers who have been getting great runs here today. John Arndt as well in the 95. And I don't think it's going to be too hard for this guy to get the race off of the pit road 1. It will be Nicholas Gratton who will restart first when we restart here in the Bryan Clauson Southern 500. Ben Clark is going to take second. Ryan Madden's going to become the highest chase driver in the field. Jonathan Skivnicki, the second highest. John Arndt there. Cody Smart. Cody Smart, remember, he comes into this race the points leader. If he finishes where he is right now, he's going to lock on to round number 2. Landon Napa, and there's Caleb Hoffman in the number 6. How about Tyler Selzman getting a good run right now? He got a good run off the pit lane there in the number 19. Nicholas Gratton, the leader. Let's go ahead and see what happened to bring out the second caution here in the Bryan Clauson Southern 500. There's a freak accident here at Darlington. Freak accident. Blaine Keys, he's running 8th right now on the 48. This is not a place we usually see a crash. We rarely see anything happen at this part of the racetrack. But Blaine Keys going into turn number 1 just cuts it too close with Troxel, gets into him. Hard into the outside wall, but that's not it. You see Skivnicki, Josh Crash, Landon Knopp. A lot of these guys on the inside avoid it. But what goes up must come down. And that is exactly what happened here to the 48 of Blaine Keys. See a lot of guys avoiding this one. But when Eric Almanar comes in, it's over for a lot of guys. Larry Ike hard into the 48. You see Jesse Turner. Look at that 43 miss it. But it's when Max Neuwirth hits him. There you go, flipping over. We saw a flip at Bristol. We got a flip here at Darlington with Keys and Neuwirth. Sidnor got in the camera black, and black. A lot of damage there in the 11. I think Jesse Turner's okay in the 43, though. Interesting thing there. You see Bartow and DeFeo, I think they're okay. A lot of the guys... Everybody behind Sidnor, I think, was okay from this one. But you see Troxell's all torn up in the 27. Let's go ahead and look and see what happened to him a little bit more. An innocent victim in this one. This was Blaine Keys' fault in the 48, getting into that 27. And I just don't get that one at all. Almanar hits him, and then Black hits him hard. And then Sidnor has nowhere to go. Neuwirth also went upside down. Winner of this race last season, not going to win it this season in the 93. And, yeah, tough race for all those guys involved. It will be Nicholas Gretton who leads the field to the green flag when we restart here in the Bryan Clauson Southern 500. Back here at Darlington, it's going to be 10 laps to go in the Bryan Clauson Southern 500. It is the number 17 of Nicholas Gratton who leads the field. But look at who's in front of him. Cameron Gaju, two-time winner here at Darlington. He's usually fantastic at this racetrack. Usually running in the top 5, but 38th right now. But even when he's not leading, he's leading. As he is the first car in line of all these guys. Ben Clark is actually a lap down. And I didn't even notice it. Tough break for the 55 there. It is Ryan Madden running in second. Skivnicki is also a lap down in the 46. John Arndt, Cody Smart, Caleb Hoffman, Tyler Selzman, Tristan Allen, Matt Tuck, Jesse Turner. Remember, he was close to getting involved in that crash. And Trey Bartow. That's the top 10. And a lot of cars a lap down in this. We'll see how it all shakes out. 10 to go here at Darlington. Nicholas Gratton leading the field in the number 17. Trying to grab his first career Chick-fil-A Cup Series win. We'll see what he can do. He needs to get around this 32, and he cannot have that 55 get to the inside of him. Just going to have to see. Nicholas Gratton's going to stay single file in front of the 55. How about Gaju in the 32 pulling away from the rest of these guys? Of course, he's currently running in 32nd place. So, yeah. This is not good for the 17. In the outside wall goes the 17 and Nicholas Gratton. And here comes Ryan Madden, a chase driver, taking the lead away from him. Skivnicki's a lap down in the 46. He's going to put the 17 on the outside. Here comes John Arndt and Cody Smart, a couple of chase drivers there. Matter of fact, we got Madden, John Arndt, Cody Smart, Caleb Hoffman, the 19, and the 4. Selzman and Bartow, all chase drivers running in the top 10 right now. But it's Ryan Madden leading the field. Only a handful of laps to go here in the Bryan Clauson Southern 500. Will Madden get the victory, or will somebody else be able to steal it away from him? I don't think it's going to happen. I think Madden has this one in the bag. Taking the lead away from the 17 late in the going when Ben Clark got around the 17, put him on the outside. But here's the deal. If Skivnicki gets to the inside of Ryan Madden, that 22 is going to fall back, and Gratton's going to be right back in place. We're just going to have to see Hoffman pressuring the 95 back in here. A couple of chase drivers getting great runs here, but no chase drivers getting a better run right now than Ryan Madden in the 22. 6 laps to go here at Darlington. Will Ryan Madden get the victory, or will somebody else strike? Skivnicki has fallen off the 22 here. And Nicholas Gratton is pressuring him. John Arndt got put into the outside wall by Hoffman. Hoffman's going to be third here in the number 6. It's going to be 5 to go when we cross the line this time. Here at Darlington, Ryan Madden out front in the number 22. My goodness. But he might not stay there for long. How about Hoffman in the 6th from third to first in one turn? My goodness. How about that? Caleb Hoffman out of nowhere takes the lead away from Ryan Madden. He was third. He got to the inside of Nicholas Gratton, and Madden was on the outside as well. And goodbye, Caleb Hoffman takes the lead with now 4 laps to go here at Darlington. And he is just pulling away from the 22. How in the world? What a move by the number 6 of Caleb Hoffman. A 9/10 of a second lead on Ryan Madden that lap. Landon Napa playing into this thing here in the 26. What a move by Caleb Hoffman. Those guys got stuck on the outside and they had no chance at all. And it looks like they won't get another chance because the caution has just come out. Caleb Hoffman is going to get the victory here in the Bryan Clauson Southern 500. Matt Dallio, a chase driver with heavy damage in the 88. Here, Joe Larvin Alonso also torn up there. A couple of teammates getting into each other for the third caution of this one. It's over. It's Hoffman who's going to get the win. And with this victory here in the Bryan Clauson Southern 500, Caleb Hoffman will advance on to round number 2 of the Chick-fil-A Cup Series chase. It's going to be Hoffman's second win of the season. And you got to hand it to him. That was one of the best moves I have ever seen in this series. He got to the inside of Nicholas Gratton for second. That was a given, he was going to get that. But at the same time, Ryan Madden got stuck on the outside when Jonathan Skibnicki was getting to the inside of him there. Hoffman had the inside. Skibnicki was going just as fast as he was. Hoffman took the hole, and he went right through it and took the lead. It's going to be 2 laps to go. We're going to go ahead and review the crash first and then get to the official finish here at Darlington. This is what happened here. Matt Dallio trying to get to the inside of Caleb Hoffman. And turn 2 is the trouble spot here at Darlington. These guys slide up the racetrack a lot. Matt Dallio does not get the run on the inside. Alonso gets the run on the outside. But the problem is Alonso has too much of a run. No, actually, it's Dallio who has too much of a run and gets into Alonso. Didn't see it there correctly. And you just know that that's not going to work. Matt Dallio, a chase driver, the defending champion of the Chick-fil-A Cup Series. Massive crash on the 88. And Alonso, an innocent victim of this one. He's on the outside and he got spun by his teammate. But the 88, massive damage on the 88 there for Matt Dallio. That is a tough break for the defending champion of this series. But he did get a good run at Bristol. That's going to help him heading into Chicagoland, but he's going to need to get a decent finish at Chicagoland if he wants to advance on to the next round of the chase. So that's going to be it for reviewing. Let's go ahead, get to the official finish here in the Bryan Clauson Southern 500. Well, in a race where we remember a very great racer in Bryan Clauson, a great guy wins this one, Caleb Hoffman. Like I said, he's like the Jeff Gordon of our series. He gets the win here at Darlington. He's on the round number 2. And Caleb Hoffman has a great shot at winning this championship. But we still got quite a few rounds to go here. He's got to get through round 2 and round 3. But with that move, that was one of the best moves I've seen. That's a great move there. If we had kind of like a top 10 in the NRLOA like every week, you know how like ESPN has the not top 10 every week, but we can have like a top 10. If we did that in the NRLOA, if somebody actually like had the time to do that, it would be so awesome if somebody did. But I understand we're like all super busy in this day and age. But that would be like number 1 of the top 10 right there. That was such a great move by Hoffman from 3rd to 1st in like half a second. No problem for Hoffman getting the win here in the Bryan Clauson Southern 500. We had quite a few crashes in this one. Gratton and Fitzwater not getting good races at all. Neither is Larry Ike or Cameron Black. Matt Dallio is actually okay compared to those guys. Those 4 guys back in there in the final 5 positions of this race. Tough break for those guys there. Cameron Black, Larry Ike, Stuart Gratton, and Zachary Fitzwater. The bottom 4 chase drivers in this one. Fitzwater definitely needs to step it up at Chicagoland if he wants to advance on. He is by far the worst driver right now heading into that race. Gratton not too good either. I don't remember how Cameron Black did at Bristol, but you guys are going to see the points at the end of this video. Caleb Hoffman's going to have a green background for him, and I do believe Cody Smart might as well. Smart finished second at Bristol. Got a 9th place finish here. John Arndt, he might be up there in the green as well. We're just going to have to see. You guys will see it in just a couple of minutes. But anyways, congratulations to Caleb Hoffman. And thank you guys very much for watching here at Darlington. This was a great race. Ended under caution, but that just happens sometimes, you know. But anyways, here are the points for the Chick-fil-A Cup Series. Congratulations to Caleb Hoffman for getting the victory here in the Bryan Clauson Southern 500. And that is it for me. I will see you guys later.